Okay. All right, I got it. You know what I mean? The buttons, it takes a moment to get it all going. My angle's a little weird, but I guess it's fine. It's like, where am I? It's like all wall and shit. Okay. I think it's better. Man. Just started singing one of these days in my head, but I'm not in a complaining way. Just like, you know. Aren't we over this by now? But I just changed the way that this sets in here. So now it's like, oh, a whole new thing that I don't know how to do that well. Okay. While I'm playing with all of this, let me start talking about what I want to talk about. I'm just going to leave it, fuck it. Sorry if that's a little ceilingy and a little lighty. Yikes. Okay, let's try to change that way. Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about the moon rituals and the moon energy stuff that I share, and why I do that, why I think that it's worth doing that, why it's more than just something beautiful, why it's not just woo, if you ask me. It's kind of fucking smart. It's my favorite way to deliberately manifest, to like create something on purpose. And I was thinking, how can I explain that this morning today to make the most sense from where I'm at? And I wanted to kind of talk about that with aligned action. And I feel like, so for example, when we are in a space where we are wanting to create something new, right? Usually it's coming from a place of being like bored or stuck or over it wherever we are right now. A lot of times it's this idea of going away from or leaving, and it kind of sets a different tone in our body versus going to a next thing, or like gradually like, oh, this just makes sense. Like, for example, like when you're in school, it makes sense that every year you go to a higher grade. In grown-up world, I don't think we give ourselves that allowance for growth or the space or the grace for changing our mind. It's like, oh, if we're not still committed to something that we were committed to last year, last month, yesterday, then we're not like consistent or dedicated or loyal or whatever these words are that we have decided are really important for whatever, to fit into society, or because we've learned them in our body or in our past, in our wherever, in our family, in our relationships, whatever it is. But I just want to offer the idea that maybe another way would better serve you. And this is what I'm talking about with the moon stuff and with doing things energetically, which is a lot of what I teach. And I love that Amy has kind of been the one to bring it to my forefront. She's like, well, you teach the energy stuff. And I'm like, oh, I kind of do. I'm mega balancing and I have a toddle. Oh, aches. What's that? Can I get it? So what I was wanting to suggest about the moon, let me get some more, is, and not just the moon, this could be with anything new that you're wanting to create. I just always believe, because I do believe in energy and all of the magic of the universe, to me it makes sense to work with our energy forces when they're like at its peak for that, you know? But you can we are manifesting all the time, constantly. So my suggestion is to let something like an energetic action be the human action that we normally take right after getting an idea that we think is really great, only to find out that it just doesn't feel right, and then we just squash the whole idea. Like, how many times have you been thinking, whoa, that's a great idea. And then you're loving it and it's great. And then you take an action and it don't feel right. And or your response from the person is not at all what you were expecting. It's like, whoa, no. And then you're just done. And you maybe you revisit it. Maybe you're a creator like that and you know to give it a minute. Oh my God. Or maybe you just don't go back to it at all. And maybe for me, that was my pattern. I'd get a good idea. and I'd take a human action, and then when I didn't get the feedback that I felt like was a good idea, like in my head, because I've practiced working with my intuition. I'm not looking at that. I've practiced working with my intuition a long time before I realized that's what I was doing. And I've kind of known about creating longer than I knew that I was creating, if that makes sense. And I'm sure a lot of it does make sense to you guys, because I'm not any more special than anybody else. I just feel like this energy stuff isn't something that we all talk about on the reg or practice. And it's certainly not something we've learned in school up until soon. Like soon, that's what's going to be happening, you know? Like it's going to be that in classes. I'm not having you climb all over my life with this gross stuff all over you, sorry. You know what I mean? Soon, it'll be normal to learn about attraction and about shifting your vibration before you take a human action, which is ultimately what I'm trying to get to, the point of all of this. When you get a good idea, instead of just going right to the action, like, okay, what's my good idea? For a diet, let's say I'm going to start Atkins. So right now I'm just going to quit eating anything carb, but I don't have any food yet. You know what I mean? I'm not quite ready to be ready to do that. How could I energetically shift closer to that without going right into the whole full Monty, right? Well, look up some information. Make a little shopping list. Go fucking shopping. You know what I mean? You need some, like, if you're gonna change up your whole shit, be prepared. You don't just jump in and like, oh, catch me, and not have a ground, because in human land, if there's no ground, we hit the fucking floor. But energetically, when you do something that signifies, I'm moving toward this. So for me, if I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, what would be an energetic way to signify? Okay. What would be a good way to signify I want to do something without human effort, without human action, without screwing it up, without making myself doubt it before I've even given it a chance to come to life? Well, for the world of diet, I could, like I just said, shop, look it up, blah, blah, blah. If this were about a job, I'm not just going to go right to the job and say, hire me, I want this job. This job is going to be the answer to my prayers. No. You're going to like beef up your resume, maybe find something good to wear or appropriate to wear to an interview. Prepare yourself on how to sell yourself. Like you don't just go right in there, and if you do, you're not going to probably find the reaction or response that will keep you going in a positive motion. So again, why do a moon thing or anything ritualistic with elements, however you want to call it, anything basically to symbolize to yourself, okay, I'm doing this. And in the world of manifesting, I think most teachers teach, keep it private, keep it to yourself. Don't tell other people what you're creating, especially until you have like proof about it. You know, until you can have something in your hands that can show it to you more. I like the way that Esther and Abraham say, until it's more realized by you. And that makes so much more sense in a way that, like, so for example, if you take some time, I have this great idea. Instead of going right into the idea, if you do a little bit of thought, build up your idea, you know, lay some foundation, some support, so that once you jump into your idea, you're not just flailing, you know what I mean? You're like, you're feeling supported by yourself, and momentum builds. And now you're feeling good, and what does that mean? Well, that's just a whole other ball of worms, and that comes into like law of attraction. And that's when law of attraction starts saying, oh, this is what she likes, let's do that. You know, but a lot of times humans, we do this, we get this great idea, we do something in effort, but the other stuffs aren't, the other things aren't there, the other components aren't aligned. You haven't given the energy any time to take shape, to make it real to anybody but that idea, and then you act too soon, nothing good comes. Just like when you plant a flower, you're not gonna see the flower the next day. If you go out there pissed off, there's no flower, you're really selling yourself short. You know, you got to give it a couple of days, let it get some roots in there, let it burst up the ground, and then you'll start seeing things. And we all know those little sprouts can come up in a few days, given the right given the right atmosphere, given the right vibration, given the right soil, temperature, water, right? Same thing as vibration. Given all the right foundation, that shit can happen really quick or slow. So it just depends. Like if you are wanting to try something new, if you're wanting to create something new, if you're wanting to resurrect something that was once wonderful for you, if you're just wanting a different approach, just try that. The reason that I use different elements, like different food properties or candles, colors, is just because I'm into vibration and I know all these different things carry different specificities in the land of vibration. But our intention is powerful. We are very powerful. No matter what you believe about yourself, it's not necessarily true unless it's wonderful things. If you believe you're wonderful and strong and you're a creator and you have all this ability, then you're right on track. If you don't believe in yourself in this way, well, you just haven't found it true to your body yet, true to your life yet, which is basically the point of this. This is my suggestion, my idea of giving yourself a way to let your dreams be more real, and then they come more realized, and then they come to life. Like, that's how it works. Like, I think about it, and then I start, and now I'm supporting, so I want to keep going. There's momentum. We all know, like, in the world of dieting, oh my, it's a string. I'm looking at that string, and I'm like, what in the world? In the world of dieting, how good is it when you lose that first couple pounds? Well, then you want to keep going. That's momentum. When you're looking for a job, when that first interview goes well, you have momentum. You are excited for the second interview. You're not nervous like the first interview. Now you're fired up. You know what I mean? Whereas the first interview, it was like a little trepidatious, a little like, oh, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe they won't love me. Bullshit. But once you let it be realized to you, then you're like, oh, and then you got more, you know, and then you believe it more. And then there's more power. Then when you go into a situation, you're not nervous and doubting, and the components that are ready to support you are there. And you can see them and you'll hear them. The person that is, okay, so for a job, say I wanted a job working at a specialty store. I believe I could do a great benefit to this business. I have great ideas. I really like the persons. I think I could be really cool to work with them. But I don't even know them. They don't even know my name. I've just been seeing them in the neighborhood, right? If I call and be like, hey, I have a really great idea for your business. Let me come in and just be part of that. And I want to just help. I want to be this awesome person. I want to do all these things. I want to make everything so great. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. We're going to make so much money. It's going to be so much fun. And it's going to be great. We're going to be great. She's going to be like, dude, fuck off. Right? Because that's not how things go. But if I sat here and said, that's a really good idea. I really love this idea. And in my head, it makes sense that two creators in the same space would work together and collaborate, because we're seeing that more and more, especially just in the land of like financially making it in our neighborhood. It makes sense to collaborate. So just thinking like that vibrationally shifts me more into this could be real. And then you know what happens? I think about it tomorrow. I'm like, you know, how do we talk about, oh, I said something and all of a sudden Facebook pops it up. Let Facebook pop up something to give you another idea or to lead you into something. Or then you run into coffee and then there's the lady that you were wanting to collaborate with, and now you guys are having like this impromptu like coffee date, and you're going to talk about hanging out. And it won't be awkward to say, let's work together, and maybe she'll say it to you. You know, let it be natural and let it flow, because that's what we're meant to do. Like, we come here as babies, and then we learn how to move, and we learn how to communicate. You know, when you have a new idea, give it a chance to move, and then let it communicate. Don't go right to the goddamn finish line, and then get blown away and disappointed and shut it all down before it's even had a chance to learn how to move. You know what I'm saying? Give your chance to learn, however it is, whether it's drinking. I'm drinking this water. This water means I'm believing in a healthier me. As of these minutes, no matter what I eat today, no matter what I eat tomorrow, going forward, all the foods that I eat, I'm eating for the best of my health. And I'm just trusting my higher power to lead me in that right path. And then I'm going to find a better recipe. And I'm going to just keep believing. And I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to believe that. And then maybe tomorrow I'll be a little bit more inspired to take a walk around the block. Stop doing that, please. You know what I mean? And you'll follow natural intuitive nudges, natural impulses. Not, I want to be skinny, let me go do 7,000 push-ups, work out for 6 hours, and then I'm bummed out because my body doesn't care and it feels like shit. I ain't doing that again. And for me, if that happens, I've just gained 15 pounds emotionally, and that will be there in a matter of minutes. So it's like, you kind of got to line it up how you feel. Let yourself believe it before you go into the action. So my idea of the rituals and the eating and blessing and putting intentions and things is to let yourself believe it a little bit. Like, this is my action. This is my action. Blessed be the motherfucking fruit. Nobody has to know what you're thinking and creating. Because sharing your ideas leaves it open for people to give you their feedback, and you're not ready for that. Not until you have it in your hand, not until it's like 4 pounds lost. You can't take away 4 pounds, you know? I mean, you can, but you can't. Not until you prove. I got the second interview. You know, you need to let it come to life a little bit more before you share it with others, unless it's something that you know. And until you're working into that world where it's like, nobody can steal this from me, nobody can take away this energy, this already me momentum. Yeah, but you have to be the one to judge that. If you're one that has started good ideas and stopped and started and stopped, got great ideas and then stopped, or feel that you're flaky or can't commit to something that makes you feel happy, just try this process next time. Try the idea of, let me pretend that shifting my vibration first, my emotions, my beliefs, because what I believe matters. We believe, okay. Come back. What we believe matters. So, if we believe that we have this really great idea, let yourself believe it. Drink a water blessed with your idea. Let it draw out pictures of your good idea. Daydream about how it's going to be. Celebrate with how you're going to tell your friends once you have the phone call, once you see the scale loss. Think about the outfit or the dance that you'll be able to do better because you know that you'll have a little bit more stamina, you know, whatever it is that you're reaching for, or it's the job. Like, I just want to feel like I know I earned that position, damn it. I know I'm good for that space. Feel that now. Tell no one. Drink water blessed with that shit. Sprinkle flowers like candles. Do whatever you want to do, because that's what I do. When things call out to me, oh, this is great. Why do I want it? I don't know. I fucking Google it. And then it's like, oh, vibrationally, this makes sense. So it just adds to my intention. It adds to my momentum. And it makes things, for me, feel like they come faster and easier. Whatever works for you is whatever works. It doesn't have to be anything woo-woo. It doesn't have to be anything. You can bless your fucking steak. Bless your beer. It doesn't matter. And you don't gotta bless it. You could just say, starting with this beer, I am no longer enslaved by my beliefs. I am going to wake up tomorrow with a fresh idea. And I'm not going to tell anybody my idea. I'm not going to do anything about my idea. I'm just going to like this idea and I'm going to think about it. And the next day I'm going to think about my idea. I'm going to draw a picture about my idea. And the next time I draw a picture, I'm going to drink another beer about my idea. And then on the next day, I'm going to drink another beer. I'm going to celebrate my idea, and then I'm going to get a better idea. I'm going to run into that person, and magic's going to happen. And that's when it's going to start. But give yourself a couple of days. It doesn't take that long. If you believe something and let yourself believe it, let the momentum build, let yourself show yourself. We see it on Facebook every day. We see it in the parking spots. Oh, dear, Christmas tree. You guys should see my living room right now. My title has snapped. Looks like I'm sleeping. All right. I'm going to go sweep and snuggle him because at least I've managed to talk for 19 minutes and counting without him in my arms or any major catastrophe. I feel like that's a huge win, right? It works if you work it, which is so true. Like, if you let yourself believe something, give it a little bit of time, then others can see, oh, she believes that because it's kind of true. Because then law of attraction has its chance to do its thing. And if you don't want to go there yet, just do it for the other parts, because we all know it's true. How many times have you screwed things up with your human first action? And we call it inspired action. It's not inspired, really. It's like, I'm desperate because I want this so much. If you want it so much, leave it alone for a couple of days. Let some energy work happen first. Try it that way. What do you have to lose? Nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. You know, like, seriously. All right, I got to go sweep. I love you guys. Let me know if I can help. That's my favorite thing to do. Peace out.